We welcome you, wrestling fans, right back here to the Nation Network. This is House of Honor. We get ready to kick things off this week here on the Nation Network with House of Honor Wrestling, featuring the former tag team champions, the Dice Brothers.
Well, we recently saw them on Monday night. They did not hold up very well under pressure. A big loss, and that one is going to set them back.
Making his way to the ring from Washington, weighing in at 228 pounds.
Shake and roll of dice heading down towards the ring. This is going to be a one-on-one match. Trying to get back into the winning ways that led them to the tag team titles.
Well, they're going to need something to turn around. There's no doubt about it, because since losing the tag team titles, they really have not been able to put a meaningful victory together.
Well, you look at some of the greatest teams in all of sports history. I don't care if you want to talk about football, baseball, hockey, you name it. They all went through peaks and valleys, and right now, for the Dice Brothers, they are definitely starting to trend towards the valley. That doesn't mean they can't find their way back up to the top of the mountain, but it is an uphill climb at this point in time for them.
No, I would say an uphill climb is about the best way to put it right now. They just, it's one stumbling block after another, and a lot of it is self-imposed. But here are the tag team champions.
From Tijuana, Mexico, weighing in at 200 pounds, one half of the tag team champions.
La Corona heading into the ring as he does. Over the top rope, an explosive entrance if ever there were one. And obviously the tag team titles are not on the line, but as we mentioned earlier, the Dice Brothers sorely need this victory here tonight.
Yeah, they've got to get something to hang their hat on. So far, Los Toros Muertos have had their number all the way, and it has not turned around, and they need something to make that happen. Can Shake do it against La Corona? That's what we're going to find out right here.
Fans, later on tonight, stick around. The brand new World Heavyweight Champion will be in action. Has him up in the air for what would have been a powerbomb attempt, it looked like.
I don't know what Shake was thinking right there, but he completely mistimed or misjudged. I'm not even sure which one, but...
Oh, and now La Corona timing off as well, and he pays a big price, however.
And finally, one of them hits the mark, and it's Shake with that springboard slingshot over the top rope. That's a good 15-foot drop onto your opponent on a cement floor. No, I thought he was going after Los Asos for a moment there.
Looked like he had the thought in his mind. Big clothesline right there by La Corona, taking him down. And now we'll follow up. Sends him into the turnbuckle and got him with a drop kick.
Got to imagine that drop kick into the turnbuckle is particularly unforgiving, as there is no way to absorb any of the blow.
Right now, La Corona in complete control of this one. Fisherman suplex. I thought he was going to hold on for the pin attempt.
I think it's a little bit early. I'm not sure he would have been able to get him with that one.
Went for that drop kick again. This time it looks like Shake was able to swipe that away. Comes up with a big knee right to the head, and now for the first time La Corona appears to be in a little bit of trouble. We mentioned earlier Jordan Gemini will be in action later tonight. We have a special guest here tonight in our feature event, which will be the Blue Meanie.
the leader of the brand new blue.
Going after the arm. And La Corona able to turn in, and that will take the pressure off of the elbow. But how much damage may have already been done. Springboard again. Comes up with a drop kick, nicely timed.
Jake Dice is having a lot of trouble. He's trying to match him hold for hold. And I would say he's got the power advantage. That's what he should be leaning towards.
After that devastating neck breaker, gets a 2 count. La Corona almost putting him away, and now thinking about it, he's going up to the top rope. Roll of dice on the floor to watch. 5-star splash, he hooks the leg, and that might be the match. There's 2, and there's no, he got a shoulder up just at the last possible second.
Well, that's how close it can get, and now look at this. La Corona telling him, this is what you'll get.
Back and forth, and now, wait a minute. Now the outside partner starting to get involved. It's heating up. Here's the referee's going to try. He's throwing him out of the ring, out of the match, heading him back to the locker room.
Oh, and now he's going to go after Los Jesus as well, and he can't believe it.
And now it is truly a one-on-one match as both outside participants have been ejected from ringside. Out to the floor he goes, and now following him out there. La Corona going to work on the left knee, and Shake is in trouble.
Well, the old saying is take a body part away, and I mentioned earlier that the size strength advantage was what Shake had to work with, but if La Corona can take away one of those legs, and that's going to take care of that advantage.
La Corona has an answer for everything he's trying to come up with. Going up to the top again. What's he got in mind? Elbow right to the back. Oh, that one had to do some serious damage.
Yeah, he collapsed. Referee might want to check on him. That could be bad.
Has him up now. Power bomb, and that's going to be it. How can he possibly kick out from this? He does.
Never at a loss.
Series of clotheslines now back into the corner. And La Corona on the receiving end. He goes for a clothesline himself, misses, gets caught with a big one. Here's a ghetto buster if ever there were one. And now a big forearm shot to the head.
Shake seems to think it's his turn.
La Corona fall away slam, nicely executed. Using momentum as an ally. Uranagi, and he takes him down with it, and now what? He's gonna go for the 5-star one more time, and if he connects, it's all over. He connects, and it's all over. Another big win coming up for La Corona and one half of the tag team champions.
The losing streak continues. The Dice brothers have to figure out something because it's only a matter of time.
La Corona with a big victory right there, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, plenty more action, so stay tuned for more House of Honor.
It's not WrestleFest on the arcade. It's not WrestleMania on the NES. It's not No Mercy on the N64. It's just a gunshot away from those fine retro games on Project 64. Retextured, remodeled, right on your home PC. I'm aboard, but watch your step. It's the all-new WWF Legends Challenge 64.
All right, fans, we are back for more House of Honor action here on the Nation Network. Buckle up for this one. It promises to be a memorable one.
Making his way to the ring from New York, weighing in at 217 pounds, Hot Rod Johnny Dalton.
Hot Rod Johnny Dalton, and noticeable by her absence is Baby Cakes, his main squeeze.
Well, I know she's here somewhere because I saw her in the back earlier. My guess, she's probably working on travel plans. He's been quite busy since becoming the one-time television champion. That title run put him on the map, and he says that was a good start, but I've got bigger goals and objectives in mind. He's going to need wins in matches like the one he has here tonight in order to bring that to fruition.
And his opponent from San Diego, California, weighing in at 199 pounds.
Here comes the Rave Kid, and I tell you, the fans here love him.
Well, he's a daredevil, no doubt about that. Takes his game to a whole other level, and fans always appreciate you when you're putting 100% in, and he is.
Talk about championship matches. A lot of people feel Rave Kid should be getting a look at one of those himself. Perhaps the Cruiserweight Championship held by Americana. Perhaps the Television Championship.
Referee calls for the bell. They tie up, and here we go.
Dalton automatically up against the ropes. And Rave Kid just hot shots him. Shades of Eddie Gilbert, and we're in the opening moments of this one.
You know, I'm going to be interested. It's been a while since we've seen Johnny Dalton without Baby Cakes in the corner, and I believe she brings a presence that made him successful. You have that outside opinion where you got a different view of the action. She can point out weaknesses. She can call for incoming attacks so he prepares himself better. Right now, he's truly all on his own right there. We're going to see how he responds to that.
Well, thus far, it's been all Rave Kid going for a cover. Early in the match, gets one. Dalton has proven over the time that he's been here in Ultra Pro that he can go on his own just as well, but it is indeed helpful to have somebody in your corner, I would think, watching your back. Dalton now coming up with a DDT. Took his eye off the Rave Kid just for a moment and now pays the price. There's that springboard into a crossbody. Nicely done, and that's some of that high-flying action we promised you'd see with this kid.
As a young man breaking in, making UPW his first and only home. This Rave Kid, you gotta really respect what he brings to the game.
Dalton out to the floor. Rave Kid going to the top rope. And a crossbody block to the floor.
Dalton clutching his ribs after that one, and I'd tell you what, he might have a cracked rib or two.
Series of kicks and punches now. And Dalton sent crashing into the guardrail. Once again. Boy, the Rave Kid really going to work on Hot Rod Johnny Dalton. Dalton still holds the title of longest reigning television champion. Not sure if he'll be able to maintain that much longer. Big knee to the midsection, and now Hurricane Rana perfectly executed. The referee's count starting to get a little bit high. Diving through the ropes and now back outside to break it up. Otherwise, he could have had a count-out victory.
Well, Rave Kid definitely could have had that win right there. Dalton wasn't going to beat the count.
And now Rave Kid is on the top rope waiting on Dalton. Somersault bomb, and again those ribs taking a beating. And out of desperation, Johnny Dalton with an X Factor. Has him in a sleeper. And down with the body Vizon. Will that be enough?
Rave Kid's going to have to find a way to break out of it. He is. And he turns it in. Nicely done.
The wipeout has both ankles hooked, and that should be the win. Major victory here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the Rave Kid.
Hot Rod Johnny Dalton offering up his hand. Oh, he suckered him in.
Unbelievable behavior by Johnny Dalton. Fans will be back in a moment with more.
It's time to grab your popcorn and your soda. Get your favorite candy. And get ready because we are going to the movies. We're going to be watching and reviewing some of the most iconic movies featuring superstars of the world of professional wrestling. Will it be thumbs up or thumbs down? We'll give you our thoughts, you give us yours. Come check us out as we review some of the greatest titles in its genre. Make sure you check out the Nation Network as we take you to the movies.
The foe is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 217 pounds.
Riff Rafferty heading towards the ring after what we just saw moments ago. Unbelievable. Fans, we invite you to come and check out here on the Nation Network at the movies. This week, we were at the movies to see the classic 80s film, Body Slam. Check out our review of that great film right here on the Nation Network. As Rafferty takes a look around at this crowd with a look of disdain.
No secret, Rafferty doesn't really care about this crowd one way or another. He only cares about winning, and he'll do anything he can to get that win.
Fans, for those of you that were watching on Monday night, you'll know that our program was interrupted by a most unlikely individual. We don't want to gloss over it or pretend it didn't happen. We've taken precautions to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Weighing in at 412 pounds.
As Big Bone Malone looks to make his way down the aisle, and I'll tell you what, Rafferty's going to have his hands full with Big Bone Malone.
You know, one of the other things we can mention based on what happened on Monday night with that intrusion is that the powers that be have not decided as of yet. Whether it's Trevor Phillips, whether it's Michael DeSanta, neither one of them have committed anything towards that invitation. We'll call it an invitation. I call it a challenge.
Well, I call it very disrespectful to interrupt a program like that. I can only imagine the strings they had to pull in order to make that happen, to cut in on network time like that here. And I'll say they because I'm not sure who's involved in the whole thing, but to your point, we have not heard from ownership of either House of Honor or Empire Wrestling as to whether or not they want to in any way acknowledge what happened on Monday. And the bell sounds, action's underway, and Big Bone Malone comes charging across the ring. And Rafferty gets hip tossed right over. And I'll tell you, Rafferty right now, he's going to have to look at this thing, I would think, from a different perspective.
Well, yeah, no doubt about it. Rafferty's a decent-sized guy, and normally a size advantage isn't something he has to worry a whole lot about in most matches. That changes tonight. You're going up against a guy who's almost 7 foot tall, almost 400 pounds. He's a monster of a man. And you're not going to wrestle him. You're going to have to find a way to fight him. You're going to have to find a way to break him down. You're going to want to focus, I would think, on the legs. That's the best way to bring a big man down in my book.
Well, my experience here, ringside calling the action, if you're going to beat a Big Bone Malone, you're going to have to break him down, to your point. Right now, that power, size, and strength advantage being completely taken advantage of by Big Bone Malone. Goes for a cover too early, in my opinion.
Well, Malone was at one point in time, about 6-7 months ago, he was in the title picture. Matter of fact, he was almost the world champion at one point in time.
Indeed, during the Jungle Rumble, he was one of the favorites and came up just short. Went in at number 1, was there at the end, but couldn't get the job done. Since that point in time, has been chasing after that, what he feels is missed opportunity. Every match he's had, he has proven to be an absolute force of nature. We saw him going up against Leviathan in a series of physical battles. And a powerbomb here on the floor. Rafferty nearly broken in half with that one. Down they go. Big Bone Malone, this time it's blocked, and Rafferty with a shot to the midsection, but it has no effect on Big Bone Malone. Back body drop, and I thought he telegraphed that move, but apparently gets away with it. Spine buster to follow it up, and Rafferty is really going to be rocked by that one.
Oh, this is it right here, the choke slam. The bone breaker.
I don't think he's getting up. Referee's there for the count. 1, 2, and it's all over. Big victory for Big Bone Malone.
Well, we said it at the beginning. He wants to get back in the title picture, and this is how you do it.
Short work, no doubt about it, and Rafferty's not an easy man to get a win off of.
Here is your winner.
Big victory for Big Bone Malone. Stay with us, fans. More action still to come.
Everybody's favorite time.
Oh, hold the phone. Ika Tanji, the champion, attacking Whitney White.
Well, these two ladies have had an ongoing battle. That title has changed hands back and forth. And Ika Tanji, I think, realizes that Whitney is probably the biggest threat, as the only one who has ever been able to really put her down and keep her there.
Into the guardrail she throws her. This is a non-title match. Action finally makes it inside the ring. Referee calls for the bell. Whitney White starting at a disadvantage, to say the least, but comes right back with a big elbow right to the face. Nicely done.
Yeah, considering how badly she was attacked and sabotaged early on.
Whitney continues the attack. Drop kick to the back of the shoulders, and now Ika Tanji. Oh, look at this. Whitney saying, you want some? Come get some. It really says a lot about Whitney White that she's able to weather that storm and come back and be dominant at this point in the match.
Yeah, before the bell, it was all Ika Tanji. Since the bell, it's all Whitney White.
Whitney going for a cover. It's a little early, but why not try? Gets a 1 count and continues, and that is the key. Following up when your opponent is in trouble. We see so many times where a wrestler will turn away, will look to the crowd for whether it be some sort of adulation or whether it be to get a rise out of them, and it allows their opponent to regroup. Whitney has not done that here tonight.
Now, it's all business. You know, it's one thing when you've been chasing after the gold. It's another thing when you've had it around your waist and it's gone.
Well, to the point I just made, Whitney taking a moment to acknowledge the crowd before following up, but there is that drop kick to the side of the head, and the champion taking a break outside the ring.
Well, the outside the ring area is probably the only area Ika Tanji's been successful in here tonight. Can't blame her for going back to what works.
Look at these kicks by the champion, and you're right, it's like a tale of two cities. What's taking place outside the ring is all in favor of the champion. What's going on inside the ring has been all in favor of Whitney White.
Oh, there's a big German suplex, though, by Whitney on the floor, and that might turn the momentum bar in her favor.
Indeed, that pendulum swings both ways. Referee's count has reached 7. Whitney is through the ropes. Look at this. Waving to the champion and then decides to go back out. I thought she was going to let her get counted.
Would have been close. I don't know if she'd have made it back by 10 or not.
Power slam on the floor, and Ika Tanji grabbing her back, and you can imagine how that's got to hurt.
Nice up kick right there by the champion.
She's got that arm into a spine buster right on the left arm. And the champion continues. Here on the floor, there's that leg drag, also referred to as a dragon screw. Oh, into the guardrail she goes. Ika Tanji is dazed. Whitney breaks the count. Oh, and Ika just barely gets in time, but pays for it. Gets 2, and oh my goodness, I thought she had her.
Whitney thought she had her as well.
And now Ika Tanji caught her with a kick, but it didn't catch her flush. Whitney White has been very close to winning this match. You can almost taste it. Ika Tanji's desperation, and she can almost feel that. No, there's the octopus stretch, and it can be all over just like that. Whitney White is struggling to stay in this match.
She managed to get that leg up over her head. That is what saved her.
Overhead suplex, nicely done, and Ika Tanji goes for the cover. You can almost sense the desperation in Ika Tanji right now. She goes for these pins very quickly, hoping to get one and get out of this match with a win.
There's that big back heel kick, and how much more you have to wonder. Oh, there it is again.
The most we've ever seen anyone survive the octopus is 3 in one match. This is already the second And Whitney White is going to have to come up with some kind of a plan.
Yeah, she's having a hard time getting out of this one. It might be all over. Referee's there asking her. She slips out again, but I don't know. That did a lot of damage.
No doubt, Whitney White has been rocked in this one. Clips the leg from behind. Into the turnbuckle, and now the champion. Head first into the buckle again. What a chop by Whitney White. As she pulls Ika Tanji out of that corner back towards the middle of the ring.
Whitney White right now knows it's now or never in this match if she's going to put her away.
Tanji pulls herself outside the ring to the apron. And Whitney, stunner off the rope and all the way to the floor. Ika Tanji holding her neck in pain.
Well, a stunner in itself is going to do a lot of damage, but doing it with that top rope involved puts an extra slingshot on it. That'd give you a whiplash without a problem.
Whitney White getting encouragement from the ringside faithful here at House of Honor. Has the champion up again, and once again it's the X Factor. In the middle of the ring, 1, 2, she's got her!
What a big win for Whitney White here tonight.
Whitney might have suffered an injury, however. You see her hobbling a little bit, favoring the left leg, or the right leg, I beg your pardon.
And new World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Champion.
Join us for Classic Calls, the live stream that captures the feel of the old days of professional wrestling. With the power of the classic board game Superstar Pro Wrestling, we bring the legends back to life as only we can.
Distracting the referee Valentine. Oh, low blow.
Names like Flair, Funk, Rhodes, Hogan, Snuka, Piper, and many others will rise to glory once again on the only channel that can contain the action, the Nation Network.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was an upset.
Look for it on Saturday evenings at 6:05 Eastern Standard Time.
All right, fans, we are ready for our next match. Already in the ring, Dewey Jobs, and here is the UPW World Heavyweight Champion, the undefeated Jordan Gemini.
And his opponent from the fifth dimension, weighing in at 245 pounds, the World Heavyweight Champion.
Jordan Gemini has been an unstoppable force here in UPW. You know, we talked about what happened on Friday. Well, it happened during his match. So when you want to talk about being disrespected, I know one guy that wants ownership to sign a deal.
Not that I've ever seen Jordan in a good mood, but he looks particularly perturbed here tonight, and that might be bad news for Dewey.
Well, when it comes to Dewey Jobs, I think you're the resident expert on what it's like to be in the ring with him.
Look, I'm not going to take anything away from Dewey. I already did that once. But the fact of the matter is, I know I wouldn't stand 2 minutes in the ring with Jordan Gemini.
And you beat Dewey, so what is that saying?
That's just saying I'm glad I'm not Dewey Jobs right now. That's what it's saying. Referee calls for the bell as Dewey tries to come over. Thought he was going to tie up with him, and Jordan Gemini not having anything to do with that. Oh, what a clothesline. Jordan Gemini now just looking down on Dewey.
Dewey Jobs, you know what? I think when he came in and saw the board and realized who he was going to be in the ring with, probably thought, you know what, today would be a good day for a sick day. Of course, around here, you don't get paid for those.
Jordan Gemini dismantling Dewey Jobs right now as he's got him up. Nice move right there as Dewey using some leverage and momentum to his favor. But the champion again with a devastating clothesline.
See Dewey trying to get out of the ring. Jordan saying, I don't think so. Just get right back here.
Back body drops Dewey Jobs again, and he is being thrown around in this one. What a chop to the chest.
Well, Jordan Gemini is the world champion. There's a reason for that. We knew this was not going to be a big challenge for him, and it hasn't been. I don't think it's going to get any tougher.
Throwing Dewey back in under the bottom rope. At some point in time, you'd almost have to hope that there would be some leniency or mercy shown by this referee to end the match.
Well, I'll say this. He made the 2-minute mark that you didn't predict.
Well, he made it that long because Jordan is picking him up constantly and bringing him back up. I think it's obvious he could have put him away anytime he wanted to. German suplex, shoulders are down. Oh, and he just released that one. He just released the hold. Mixed reaction from the crowd here tonight, not necessarily appreciating the antics of Jordan. And now this is it. Oh, Dewey escapes a hold. And comes up with a big, rousing uppercut.
Well, Dewey might be making a mistake right now. Rakes the back again of Jordan Gemini.
Back elbow finding the mark, and now the champion cannot believe what's happening. I can't believe what's happening.
Dewey Jobs has come to play tonight.
He's got him with a DDT right on top of the head of the champion. And now Jordan Gemini is rocked.
I can't believe what we are seeing right now.
A 1 count. And he kicked out as if it were nothing. Hip toss now by Dewey. Continues the momentum. And a DDT, and that's going to turn this around. There's another one, and Dewey is busted open. Jordan comes off the apron with a clothesline to the floor.
Dewey Jobs right now, he's busted open, and now Jordan is real. If he didn't punish him before, you know he's going to now.
Right hand across the head, and I think Dewey's about done. And Dewey Jobs once again coming back for some more, going for a pile driver. And he delivers. Going for the cover, it'll be an upset.
It would have been. He got 2 on the champion, and he can't believe it. I can't believe it. This crowd can't believe what's happening.
A career performance right now. Dewey whipped to the ropes again. Back out front. There's that elbow. That blood continuing to flow. Oh, my goodness. A senton.
Gemini now perhaps ready to put him away again. Didn't get to complete this last time.
Dewey reversed out of it. And he does it again. Jordan Gemini can't believe this.
I can't believe it. This is 2 times.
Jordan Gemini continues to rise. And Dewey with a big uppercut. Irish whip to the ropes. He missed. And now Jordan Gemini. With some strikes, and now both men. Chop backs him up into the ropes, and this was not the way this match was supposed to go, folks. I'll tell you right now. Dewey working that arm, using the ropes for added leverage.
Well, you know what? Pride is an incredible motivator. Jordan was humiliating Dewey.
The champion now pulls himself out to the apron. And there's a stunner.
We talked earlier about how bad that move is in general.
DDT on the floor. Back elbow by Jordan. And now Dewey, once again fighting back, goes to the eyes of the champion. Leaving it all out there. That senton finding its mark. Jordan Gemini has tried. He has failed on 2 occasions. Will the 3rd time be a charm? He plants it with that choke slam, and I can't imagine him kicking out from this. He does!
Look at the look on the face, the expression on the champion's face, and the blood continues to flow.
DDT! Oh, you gotta think it's over. Jordan Gemini. A lot more fight than any of us anticipated from Dewey Jobs.
It took an absolute superhuman effort, but he did it.
Here is your winner.
When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, it is our main event. Oh, hold on just a moment. We're not done here. Jordan going back for some more. He's not happy. Jordan Gemini, referee trying to gain control. They can reverse the decision, you know that.
Well, Jordan Gemini right now is not a happy camper at all.
Oh, right on top of the steel chair. He's going to do it again. Straight to hell. We'll be back, fans, in just a moment.
It's not WrestleFest on the arcade. It's not WrestleMania on the NES. It's not No Mercy on the N64. It's just a gunshot away from those fine retro games on Project 64. Retextured, remodeled, right on your home PC. Buy the board, but watch your step. It's the all-new WWF Legends Challenge 64!
All right, fans, time for our main event of the evening. And wow, what a night it has been.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 228 pounds.
As we take a look right there at the blue guy, the Blue Meanie, the leader of the New Blue World Order.
Johnny Cougar and Gunnar Lovelady joining forces with the Blue Meanie. It was a one night only. He says, if we pull it off, we become a team. They agreed. They pulled it off. He brought them some presents, and they were BWO t-shirts. They are now official members of the New Blue World Order.
Well, since having the Meanie join UPW, it has been excitement, to say the least. He brings a different energy level here, and tonight he's going to have a tough road to hoe going up against this man right here.
And his opponent from Asheville, North Carolina, weighing in at 247 pounds, Majors Lee.
Major Lee Powers making his way to the ring with Old Glory in tow. This promises, ladies and gentlemen, to be a memorable main event if ever there were one. Although, how do you top the match we just saw? I don't know. Good luck with that, I guess.
Well, I'll say one thing, and maybe you can speak on it better than I, but if Dewey had brought that fight to you a few weeks back, you might not have had the win you had.
I don't know where he got that from. I got to tell you, it was a different Dewey Jobs than the one I faced. That's for certain. Bell sounds, action's underway as Major Lee Powers locking up with the Blue Meanie. Has him across the shoulders. Gutbuster, and there's plenty to work with there.
Well, this former Marine, and I don't like using the word former because you're never really a former Marine. So we'll just say this Marine going to work right now, and he's using the hand-to-hand tactics. He's not a wrestler. He doesn't get out there and exchange arm drags with you and all that. What he does is he puts you through basic training camp.
Blue Meanie is definitely on the receiving end of the punishment. There's a shoulder tackle. Well, Meanie's in a whole world of trouble right now. Powers going to work on the lower back. You can see the pain etched in the face of the Blue Meanie, who comes up with a bulldog. And now the Meanie looking to turn things around if he can. Side slam here on the canvas. And the Meanie making a mistake that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, you don't want to play to the crowd against a guy like this. You had him down, you should have stayed on it. That is a big mistake.
Do you think there's any additional pressure put on a guy like the Blue Meanie who's in charge of a faction or a group of individuals to perform at a higher level, to set a bar for everyone else? One count there as he hits him with a sit-out mob.
I do think there is a certain expectation. If you're going to be the leader of a group, then you need to lead by example.
Well, Meanie right now has him up and down with a backbreaker right across that knee. And now Major Powers starting to feel some of the wrath of the blue one.
Say hello to the blue guy, right?
Going for it right here. DDT. Oh, that one knocked him silly. And now the Blue Meanie going up. This could be the Blue Salt. And he caught him. Hooks the leg. And the Blue Meanie scores a victory, and a big one.
What a win for the Blue Meanie here tonight. Holy shit, look at this.
That's Stevie Richards.